A stage of a present continuous class. In a present continuous class, we have to take into account the PPP triangle. It means the presentation that talks about the meaning of the topic, the practice that it's like to do some exercises, and the production that it's a free practice that the students done and it's a little more extended. Presentation. In the presentation, we are going to talk about the topic and the meaning of that topic. For example, present continuous. What is present continuous? We're going to explain to the students how does the present continuous work and for what. The present continuous is a tense that expresses actions that are happening at the moment or that are temporary. For example, he is jumping in the bed. It means that he is jumping at that moment, but he will not be jumping all the time. I am working as seller. It means that I am working for now, but maybe next year I will working in another thing. Grammar. How to construct sentences in present continuous. It's the part when we're going to explain to the students how to construct correctly a sentence in present continuous. It means subject, to be verb, verb plus ing or gerund, and complement. For example, subject, I, the corresponding to be verb, am, the verb walk, last the ing, walking, and the complement in the park. I am walking in the park. You are living alone. They are swimming on Mondays. She is writing a new book. Rules in the use of verbs. In this stage, we can take the verbs of the example for explain some rules. When the verb ends in a consonant preceded by a vocal, we have to double the consonant. That's the example of swimming or writing. When the verb ends in E, suppress the E and add ing, as in live. Live, living. Negative sentences. I like to use this chart because we can explain the structure and I do an emphasis in the negative part. Subject, to be verb, negative part, verb plus ing, and complement. With the chart, the student can see that the difference with an affirmative sentence is the negative part, that is between the to be verb and the verb with ing. Example, I am not walking in the park. You are not living alone. They are not swimming on Mondays. She is not writing a new book. Interrogative sentences. We use the chart again and we make emphasis in the to be verb that now is in the first part of the sentence before the subject. Then this is the verb with ing and finally the complement. Example, am I walking in the park? First is the to be verb or the auxiliary verb, then the subject, I, then the action verb plus the ing, walking, and then the complement, in the park. Are you living alone? Are they swimming on Mondays? Is she writing a new book? Answers. How to make answers in present continuous. The answer could be yes or no. The particle to answer is at the beginning. Then the subject, the to be verb, and in affirmative sentences, the verb plus ing, and finally the complement. In a negative sentences, we have no, and then the same structure of a negative sentences. I mean, subject, to be verb, negative part, verb plus ing, and complement. Example: yes, I am walking in the park. It's an affirmative answer. No, I am not walking in the park. It's a negative answer. Yes, she is writing a new book. Yes, they are swimming on Mondays. Yes, you are living alone. Negative answers. No, she's not writing a new book. No, they are not swimming on Mondays. No, you are not living alone. Practice. It is the part when the students will going to make exercise and practice what they have seen in the first part, in the presentation. Exercise 1. Complete with the subject, the verb to be, or the verb in present continuous. It's a kind of exercise when the students have to take in care the correct verb to be and the use of the ing with the action verb. Example: Linda, space for the to be verb, space for the action verb, and with her friend. The verb to use is talk. The student must put the correct to be verb and the action verb with the ing. Second, space are space in John's team, and the verb is play. I, space for the to be verb, space for the verb in an arts academy. The verb is study. Fourth, Diana and Gina are space their favorite song. Exercise 2. Correct the mistakes. It's an exercise of attention where the students have to take in care every single word in the sentence and correct it. For example, John are visiting his mother. Where is the mistake? John is a single person, so the correct to be verb must be is, not are. They are painted my house. The auxiliary verb is correct, but the mistake is in the action verb because it doesn't have the ing ending. She plays the guitar. You eat a cheesecake. As you see, it's an exercise where the student must pay attention and be so careful. Exercise 3. Complete the question and answer it. This is an exercise where the student have to complete a question and practice the way how a question is made and how an answer is made. For example, 1. Space, they coming for dinner. The space refers that there is a particle before the subject. It means that the student will remember that in a question the first part is not the subject, and if the auxiliary verb is missing, it's because the auxiliary verb is at the beginning. The second sentence will confirm that, so the student will learn that the first part in the question is the auxiliary verb. In the answer, we always put the yes-no particle, for remember that in a yes-no question we always have to answer yes or not at the beginning. Then there is the space for put the subject. Next, it is the to be verb that will remind that the first space is with the subject and not with the auxiliary verb. And finally, the space that is put for write the action verb. It is for write the verb that is presented in the question. The answer and the questions are complementary. The information that is not in the question is there in the answer. For example, in the second question, is he, space, and maths. We could write, is he learning maths? Is he studying maths? But in the answer, the verb is studying, and the answer is affirmative. So it suggests that the verb is study. Production. This is the last part, but it is the part or the stage where the student will really practice what they have learned, because now they have a free practice. We are not telling that what verb he must use. We are not telling them what subject they must use, or if they must use an affirmative or a negative sentence. It's all work of them. For example, Write a short text where you describe a partner's life using present continuous. We put an example because the students need something that could guide them, but the text that they will write it's totally different because it is about someone that they know knows. Example: Karina is living with her parents. She is working in a call center. Today she is walking to the center because she is taking a French course. This is the example. The student must do their own production, their own text, and practicing all the things that we have explained before. Thank you, and don't forget PPP triangle: presentation, practice, and production. Bye.